back to Watch Played. My name is Luke Smith, and this is...
Rodney Smith, and we're ready to continue our playthrough of Rampage. And Luke, you have been rampaging through this city. I've got some work to do, I think, to catch up to Luke so far. And I think some of you guys have noticed that as well, because the comments seem to be reflecting that I should just give up already. Can you
Great idea!
No, it's not a great idea. I can still come back from this. And listen, I got a great suggestion from Keith Collins, longtime viewer. I know he's not going to do me any wrong. I'm sure this suggestion is going to work marvelously for me. But it involves me flicking a truck. But first, before I do that, I need to stand up because I was knocked down. So I'm now standing up. And I'm going to have to come around the table, so just give me a second and I'll get into position. So the truck in my neighborhood is actually just underneath of the stadium a little bit, but it's not holding the stadium up, so I'll slide it out, put it on top of my monster. Now, it's possible, Luke, that I'll miss your monster and hit you, which I would consider a successful flick. Here we go, let's see. Yeah! All right, well, I did knock over Luke's monster, and that means I get to steal one of his teeth. Well done, Keith. Now, the truck did leave the city. There's no penalty for that, but I need to return it back to the city on its original starting space. Aside from knocking over Luke, there's no other collateral damage, so I'm going to move on to my next action, and I'm going to do a move. Now, the catch here is that I'd like to get into this yellow space because there's nothing here for me to chow down on. I'd love for this flick to cause me to go all the way over here onto the sidewalk, but that's probably a little more ambitious than I need to be, so I'm just going to try to get into yellow space. Unfortunately, this truck is going to make that a little harder. Here we go. Oh, so much harder. That was terrible. I need to thank Manesh, who provided the suggestion that I move my monster into the yellow neighborhood for my second action. That was a fantastic idea that I could not accomplish. Oh man, I think that blue truck psyched me out a little bit there.
Excuses.
Maybe a little bit of an excuse. All right, well, I can't even chow down here. There's no meeples in my neighborhood. Luke, it's your turn. What's your first action going to be?
Well, I'm going to have some revenge with that blue truck.
Oh, tossing a vehicle. Now, that's good. It's always smart to hold on to your monster for these actions. Oh! Direct hit. And that wasn't easy. You know, my monster was facing directly towards you, so you had the narrow edge you had to hit there.
Yeah, not the...
I have to admit, I'm a little impressed. Okay, so I'm going to lose a tooth because of this. Now, that doesn't affect my ability to chow down because my retainer power means that I always have at least 4 teeth for the purposes of eating. But this is a point for you, Luke, and that's very good. Well, what would you like to do for your second action?
Demolish.
You'd like to demolish? Well, I better set up the Rampage replay camera. I also had to go grab that news truck that went flying out of the city, so I'll put that back. And now, Luke, go ahead with that demolish action. You can put your hand up a little higher. There you go, like that. Oh, boy. Pretty good. Nicely done. Now, I don't know that you got any meeples onto your neighborhood, but let's take a look. There might be some other collateral damage. Well, it wasn't a total loss, Luke, because you did clear off all the meeples from the top of this floor, and you get to take it. Put that in your stomach. I think that's going to have to fill you up, Luke, because there's no meeples in either of the neighborhoods that you're touching. Now, look here. In the gray neighborhood, nothing. In the yellow neighborhood, nothing. So
your feet?
You cannot eat me, so Luke will not be able to chow down at all this turn. But thankfully, none of the meeples went flying out of the city, so you're not going to be suffering any penalties for that.
Phew.
Well, for my turn, I think I'm going to start with a simple move action. I thought about picking up this truck, flicking it at Luke once again, but I need to get somewhere I can start eating some things because I want to complete some sets. That's where a lot of the big points are. So let's see if I can get into that yellow neighborhood this time. All right, this time I'm going to use a little more force than I did last time. See if I can get over to that sidewalk. Oh, perfect shot. Listen, I'm feeling a little bit of pressure here because I need to eat some meeples, and if I demolish this building well, maybe some of them will spill into the yellow neighborhood, and finally I can chow down. So,
and in my neighborhood.
Yeah, it'll be just my luck. They'll go flying way over here into the gray neighborhood. Okay, I hope not. I'm not even sure that's worth replaying. All right, well, I'm going to put my monster back on its paws, and actually that's going to be a little bit tricky because my paws are underneath of this overhanging roof. Yeah, I'm going to have to slide them out just a little bit.
Cheater.
No, you're allowed to do that so you can get your monster standing back up again. So there we go. You know, there's no collateral damage, but there is something for me to eat, finally. So I'm going to have this businessman here and this army man. I think that's all there is. So that's what's going to go into my stomach. My turn is over, and Luke, it's over to you. What do you want to do for your first action?
Well, I'm going to demolish.
Okay. Oh yes, this building here. All right, well, best of luck. Sometimes these are not as easy as it looks. Or it's just as easy as it looks. Thanks for the meeple. Okay, so any runaway meeples? Any collateral damage?
Well, that one.
Let's find out. Well, there is a floor for you to eat, Luke. And there was a meeple that ran away, right?
Yep.
But only one of them, so you're not going to suffer any penalties. What do you want to do for your second action?
I'm going to flick.
Okay, you're going to try to move? Where are you going to?
The green.
Okay, that's going to be tricky. Are
Yes!
you kidding me? I thought for sure you were going to clip the corner there and get stuck in the yellow neighborhood, but no, of course not. Well, it's time for you to chow down.
I'm going to chow down with 4 teeth, so I get 4 meeples.
And there's more than 4 here, so you have to be a bit choosy. Well, it looks like you know what you want. So 2 blondes, a senior, and a journalist. Well, I think I need a little bit of a timeout here from this game. I'm not doing very well. If you have some suggestions for what you think I should do with my turn, or maybe a different hobby that I could take up, please put them in the comments to this video. Whichever one gets the most votes, I really will try my best in the next video to do it. But until then, thanks for watching.